No plans to change that language on your website.
The focus here is to actually ensure a fair property tax system, and that the use of that language is just an assessment of the neighborhood.
All right. You are a self-described democratic socialist. Do you think that billionaires have a right to exist?
I don't think that we should have billionaires because, frankly, it is so much money in a moment of such inequality. And ultimately, what we need more of is equality across our city and across our state and across our country. And I look forward to work with everyone, including billionaires, to make a city that is fairer for all of them.
Well, let me ask you about what Donald Trump, the president of the United States, has had to say. He's had a lot to say about your campaign. He called you a communist. Because he's the president, I want to...
We're going to leave it there. So he doesn't believe billionaires should exist, but he don't mind working with billionaires. But billionaires are the one that be back in the Democratic Party, the party that he's affiliated with when it comes to pushing these narratives and actually paying monies to big networks like MSDNC, CNN to push these narratives, to jeopardize the trust of the American people by lying to the American people just to get their way out of control and power. But he doesn't believe billionaires, but billionaires are essentially the ones that back his whole party when it comes to them being so corrupt and things that they do, lying to the American people and not having Americans' best interests. So this whole movement, raising taxes, going after billionaires, talking about redistribution and fairness, is not really helping people. It's about punishing success. And that's what this is, a hit job on people who built something. And these progressive policies sound good on paper until you look at the real world results. Look at San Francisco, look at Chicago, look at LA. Businesses are dying, crime is rising, people are fleeing. And you want to know what happens when you scare out billionaires and business owners? You don't just lose their money, you lose jobs, you lose opportunity, you lose innovation, and eventually the city collapses under its own stupidity, like this individual right here, based on ignorance. And if you think it stops there, nah, it gets even dumber. You want to know why it gets even dumber? Because this same candidate, go check his website if you don't believe me, literally wrote that he wants to shift the property tax burden from overtaxed homeowners, right, into outer bureaus to homes in richer and wider neighborhoods. So now we're not just taxing people based on income, we out here taxing people based on race. Okay, so we're weaponizing whiteness now. That's what we're doing. But because they're saying whiter neighborhoods, we're supposed to just nod and say, "Yep, that sounds fair." Nah, it's still racism in the name of equity. So you can't call it justice when your plan is to punish one group to help another, and that's not equality, that's revenge